Hello, dear philatelist and everyone who is interested in philately. This issue will be devoted to the most famous Soviet postage stamps and souvenir sheets. To begin with, it's necessary to decide which stamps can be considered like a Soviet. The 25th of October, the 7th of November 1917, Great October Socialistic Revolution happened, and Russian Soviet Republic was proclaimed. Authority was passed to Soviet power. The Soviet period of history began. The 19th of July 1918 Constitution of RSFSR that fastened the new official name of the state, Russian Socialistic Federal Soviet Republic, in USSR. On the 15th of April 1918, the Perm District Executive Committee made decision about the increase of tariffs on sending of correspondence on national mail. Approximately in June of this year, national mail began to be named a district and later by district Soviet mail. Probably at the end of June, early 1918 July, producing of postage stamps, stamps of Perm Council of Deputies, Совет in Russia, which was used for payment of simple and made of other letters, took place for the need of Soviet district mail. Perm Council of Deputies stamp with extinguishing from the 17th of July 1918 is considered the first Russian Soviet stamp. On the 25th of December 1918, Perm and then Old District was engaged at Kolchak's tubes. On restored on the 13th of January 1919, National Mail continued to use the marks of the Perm Soviet, at first in Chint, and from February 1918 on outgoing attained by postal employees, the word Совет was deleted. Often marks of the Perm Soviet are called national. However, it's not true. All negligent stamps, as well as those repaid by national postmarks in 1918 and also repaid with the inscription District Post, refer to the stamps of the District Soviet Post. The stamps of the Luga Soviets were issued in 1918 by the Luga Finance Department to pay national fees, for example, collection applications. Later, in the absence of postage stamps, they paid postal correspondence. They were annulled by postmarks of the city of Luga. When the issue became known in Telegraphs, the Luga Soviet stamps were immediately withdrawn from circulation, and a special commission left for Luga, which destroyed the remainder of the stamps. These stamps are classified as semi-official postage stamps. Hand with the sword that cut the chain, Liberate Russia is the philatelic name of the standard postage stamps of the RSFSR, issued on the 25th of October, the 7th of November 1918. They are the first marks of the RSFSR. Immediately after the February Revolution, the provisional government decided to issue a postage stamps with the new symbols. Part of the edition was printed before October 1917. To issue stamps for postal circulation, only the signature of the Ministry of Post and Telegraphs lacked, without which the release couldn't be carried out. However, as a result of the October Revolution, the Ministry of Post and Telegraphs ceased to exist. In February and possibly in January 1918, stamped marks in small batches began to come into circulation. The earliest known quenching was made in Moscow on the 30th of December 1917. Secondary marks were approved on 22nd of May 1918 by a new People's Commissar of Post and Telegraphs Podbelsky. From 1922 to 1933, on this stamp several times overprints were made, changing their purpose. So, for example, in February 1922, then, with an overprint of the text RSFSR for starving, and a new par value were used as postal charity stamps. Half of the income from the sale of stamps went to the fund to help the hungry population of the Volga region. The first standard stamps of the RSFSR were issued on 10th of August 1921. 5 marks of this edition depict the symbols of the peasant, the plate, the block and the shells, and the worker hammer and anvil label, the emblem hammer and sickle on the shells, and the allegory the Liberate Proletarian. The Liberate Proletarian, or to the light, the philatelic name of the RSFSR postage stamp with the allegorical pattern issued in the first edition of Soviet standard marks. Like other issued of the RSFSR in period 1918-1922, they had circulation on the territory of Kazakhstan and Central Asia, the Ukraine and Belarusian SSR. In 1921, due to Azerbaijan, the famine affected the Volga region, some regions of Azerbaijan, Georgia, and number of regions of Ukraine. Therefore, the People's Commissariat of the RSFSR authorized the organization of the issuance of special stamps. All the proceeds from the sale of which, or part of it, was to go to the fund for helping the hungry. In the 21st of December 1921, in the RSFSR went to the stamp in favor of the starving Volga region, which were printed free for charge by employees of state insignia, Goznak, during non-working hours. They had a slightly larger form than usual and were without teeth. All four stamps had one value, 2,250 rubles, of which 250 rubles was the postal rate of the simple letter, and 2,000 rubles went to the Relief for Starving Pomgol Foundation. In connection with inflation, on the 15th of April 1922, these marks were revalued to 22,500 rubles, of which 10,000 went to pay for postal services, and 12,500 rubles was deducted for the benefit of the hungry. In 1922, after the formation of the Russian-German air communications company Der Luft, Deutsch-Russian Luftwaffe, the first international airline Moscow-Königsberg was opened in the RSFSR. Although the aircraft of the company developed only diplomatic mail, each chart provided from the possibility of sending and private paid mail, paid for then sending from Moscow by Soviet stamp, then sending from Germany German. During this period, Berlin hosted a number of representations of Soviet trade and industrial organizations, which however did not possess a diplomatic status. Having a lively correspondence with Moscow, these organizations were uncomfortable because the official procedure for receiving mail in RSFSR in Germany lacked details, ever increasing official correspondence. With the aim of eliminating these details, it was suggested, at the initiative of the Soviet representative in Berlin, that the mail of Soviet missions be sent together with diplomatic correspondence. However, unlike the diplomatic one, the mail of train mission had to be paid by due money, taking into account the current tariffs for air mail. To account for this payment, in July 1922, a typographic right overprint of a new identifier and nominal value was made on the stock of consular mark of the Russian Empire, available at the embassy of the RSFSR in Germany. This series included grades of 8 denominations from 12 to 1200 dm. Stamps were supposed to be used as postal mail for tracking service correspondence of the People's Commissariat for Foreign Affairs of the RSFSR and other organizations sent by airmail to Moscow. Since this issue was carried out without agreement with the People's Commissar of the RSFSR, the initiative of the diplomatic mission wasn't approved in Moscow. Soon after, the first flight with the mail arrived in the capital, and order was issued to save stamps from circulation, and circulation was requested in Moscow. One such consular stamp with an overprint of 1,200 German marks was sold in 2008 at an auction for $63,250. In August 1922, a series of 6 stamps of the RSFSR, Philately, was published. On the standard postage stamp of Empire Russia, 1909-1917. A black typographical overprint of the text, the RSFSR Philately for Children, 1908-22, was made. The text was placed vertically from top to bottom in 3 lines. The stamps of this issue were on sale at Moscow post office only one day, on 19th of August 1922. In nominal value, it's 50,000 rubles. Of this sum, 10,000 rubles amounted to postal tax and 40,000 rubles transferred to the fund of the elimination of child abandonment. Now this series of stamps cost about $1,000. In November 1922, an edition of stamps dedicated to the 5th anniversary of the October Revolution was issued. In 1922, the first airmail stamp of the RSFSR was issued. It was a stamp of a nominal value of 45 rubles from a series devoted to the 5th anniversary of the October Revolution, with an airplane overprint. The stamps with the overprint of the star on the issue of the Russian Empire were printed in the RSFSR from December 1922 to March 1923 due to the shortage of postage stamps. For the issue we used shares of standard royal stamps with an eagle 1909, 1917, with perforation and without. The double-headed eagle was sealed with a 5-pointed star, with a sickle and a hammer, and letters of the RSFSR on the pointed of the rays. Overprint were carried out both in typographical and lithographic ways. The most expensive in this series is a toothless stamp with a 20-ruble lithograph overprint. It's highlighted with a red arrow. The standard edition of December 1922, January 1923 is famous for a very rare stamp, the Red Army Soldier. This orange stamp of denomination of 70 rubles was found in vintage sheet amount 1000 rubles marks. In total there were few such instances, as the error was quickly noticed and corrected. This stamp is marked in the vintage sheet with an arrow. A typical 70 ruble stamp is shown nearby. This stamp appeared because when replacing a worn engraving in a printed for a postage stamp with a face value on 100 rubles, engraving for a stamp of another denomination, 70 rubles, was mistakenly inserted. Treasure stamp in denomination of 70 rubles wasn't only printed in one sheet with stamps of 100 rubles, but instead of its own purple it was given an orange color of 100 ruble. So engraving a stamp of one denomination falls into the printed form of stamps of another denomination, and acquires the color uncharacteristic for this denomination. Such a mistake is called cookasek, and is relieved only if the integrity of the part of the sheet in which the foreign mark is printed is reversed. After the separation of the sheet into separate grades, cookasek is difficult to identify. There are several reasons for occurrence or color error. There is printing a postage stamp in an alien curve for it. The first, cookasek. Printing of one stamp in a sheet of other, and second, wrong print of all sheet of postage stamp in another foreign color. If such a mistake is found, the entire spoiled circulation must be destroyed. But if the error is deleted later, it's possible to get such sheets into a further sale. On the 13th of December 1922, the first All-Union Congress of Soviet was held in Moscow. Kalinin was elected chairman of the Congress, and Lenin, who was not present at the Congress due to illness, was elected honorary chairman of the Congress. The Congress approved the declaration of the Treaty of Formation of a new state, the Union of Soviet Socialistic Republic, USSR. 4 states were united in USSR. The Russian 4, the Ukrainian SSR, the Belarusian SSR, and the Transcaucasia RSFSR is consisting of the Azerbaijan SSR, the Armenian SSR, and the Georgian SSR. This video is dedicated to the postage stamps of the new state, USSR. While working on this video, various catalogs of stamps were used. If you want to learn more about directors, what they need, how to use them, then watch this video in our channel. In this video we try to talk about the most famous stamps of the state of the RSFSR. Maybe some of them were given too much attention, and some were not mentioned at all. If you think that some stamps are worthy of special mention, write, which we still need to tell. If you find any inaccuracies, then point us to them. We hope that you liked this video, and we will be grateful for the delivered likes and submission for our channel. If you want to know more about Philately, write something else on our channel. Our email address stamps@allstampsonline.ru, or visit our website allstampsonline.ru. Thank you for attention.